Everybody, welcome back to Over Speed Shop, and we got Dick the Shop Duck down there making all kinds of noise. So we're off the car today, and we're gonna do something for the shop because I'm still tired of all those paint cans and everything not being organized. So let's get into what I'm talking about and get this project started. A couple weeks ago, I picked up this file cabinet thing from off Marketplace. And I was gonna use it to, hold my paint cans and different whatever in it. And I was trying to figure out a place to put it hanging up on the wall, but I really don't like the idea of it hanging on the wall because the way the shop is built, it wouldn't put it at a good angle or a good height for me to be able to get in the top drawer here. So I'm gonna build a rolling stand for it and have a couple extra shelves at the bottom of it too. So it's gonna be about 24 inches off the ground when I'm done. So what I did is I went down and picked up some metal, got some 1 1/4 angle iron, some 1x1, some 1x2, and some 2x2 angle. So we're gonna build a frame to put that in it and make it 24 inches tall. So let's get into it. So the first thing I need to do is get a measurement of the bottom of this all the way around. Well, these two sides, so we need the length here and the depth here or width here. So what I'm gonna do is make a frame that this sits down into, like so, using this 1 1/4 angle iron. So then that way it won't, it can't slide out of it or anything. So it's gonna make it so it fits perfectly in there like that. So let's get some pieces measured and some pieces cut. All right, so I'm gonna take a measurement for the length first. We are 29. Almost exactly, so it's a little bit more than 29. So we're at 29, we'll say 29 1/16. Cool thing about something like this is just for the shop. Write your measurements right down on the thing. 29 and, what did I say? 1/16. And width is 18 1/16. All right, so we got our two measurements. Now we gotta get some 1 inch angle iron. We cut it up on here. I'm actually gonna cut these a little bit longer than what the measurement was. So instead of 29 1/16 and 18 1/16, we're gonna go 30 and 19. So that way, I wanna cut a 45-degree angle on the corners to be able to weld that corner with that, like that. So we're gonna cut them a little bit big so we have that extra to play around. The main reason being because it's too hard to cut the 45s in it when it's this long. So I'm gonna come to length first. Then I can just use the two pieces or the smaller pieces to do the 45s. All right, so now that we got the pieces cut, we're gonna set the cutoff wheel here to 45 degree. So let's get that done. So it's super simple. It comes with the Allen wrench. This cutoff wheel came with it. Just gotta loosen up the two bolts here. And set it to 45. There's markings on there. This is the last mark on it. Now, should I put an angle finder on there just to make sure it's good? Yeah, I should, but it doesn't have to be perfect because I'll square it up before I weld it. All right, so we got that set. So let's cut some angles. All right, so we got one half of the angle done. We have to do a little different setup when we're cutting the second angle. We also need to get a more accurate reading as far as the actual length, what these are gonna be. I'm gonna give a little bit of room so it's not super tight in there, but also not super loose. So basically just gotta get some measurements here and figure out exactly how much we need to do. So I'm gonna cut one of the smaller ones, this angle here, I'll show you how we're gonna do that. It's a little sketchy, but it works. So just gonna get the angle started. That way I have an opposite angle to put up here so we can get an accurate measurement of exactly how far away that is. So that's what we're gonna do next. So the way I'm gonna do this, I'm just gonna hold it up against the guard, or up against here. And I'm just gonna cut it. Like that. It'll actually hold pretty good in there. Now we got both angles. Right, so now you can come in here and get a better idea of the distance. So it actually sticks out a little bit further now, which is why I cut them a little bit longer. We can get our idea of a measurement here. So basically I'm going to add, that's about a 1/4 inch difference. So, all right, so adding an extra 1/4 inch per side takes it out to 29.5 plus a 16th. So what is that, 29 and 9/16? So that's what we're going to go shoot for the length. So we're going to cut that one the same way. It's going to be from here to there. All right, so to prevent that, we're going to clamp it using this piece right here. Yeah, I thought that might hold, but you gotta make sure you clamp it better when you're cutting stuff like that. It'd be dangerous. We're gonna clean it up now so we can fit them together. All right, let's see how we do with our measurements. There we go. So now we have this piece here. It lines up evenly. And then this piece here, and it's going to be a little bit big, but we knew that was going to happen a little bit. I think I might take a little bit more off. All right, so now we got a good fit on both sides. So when I square it up and weld it, we'll be good to go on that. Now we just got to figure out the next side. So we can cut this one to length. We know where it's going to be now. All right, so I ended up a little off on my measurements. I don't know what I did, but this one's a little bit shorter now, but I'm just gonna fill the gap basically when I weld it. And the cabinet itself is pretty bent. So I think if I just kind of push everything down, it'll line everything up. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so one thing I did notice is the corners of this thing are dinged up pretty good. I kind of fixed the upper, these ones here. I haven't messed with the bottom ones, or these ones down here. It's actually the back ones. But I got everything lined up to about where I'm going to put it, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw these on there and weld her up as evenly as possible, and that'll be good enough. Try not to weld your vice grips to your piece you're working on. Cool. Well, let's finish welding her up. So we got the frame all welded together, and now we just got to make some legs. And I'm going to use the 1x2 square 1x2 120 wall that I have to make the legs. It's going to be 24 inches long. All right, so I got the 4 legs cut now. So I'm just going to grind down these edges here so I have a flat surface. and then weld them on there and square them up. So that's going to be the beginning of it. I'm going to do a shelf midway and a shelf at the bottom as well. And then there's going to be another, whatever size casters I put on it. So that should put me at a pretty good level for being able to get in that top drawer and not having to break my back every time I try to get into this thing. All right, well, I got the legs on there now. It's a little uneven, so I got to work on those legs a little bit, but figure out which one's too long. But now it's got good height. Like I said, I have casters on it, so I figure another 3 inches or more. And I'm 6'5", so I got plenty of room to look up here, so should be good to go. And I figure this would be a good place for paints and whatnot. And like I said, I gotta level out them legs, but other than that, that's the first part of it. So we'll do the base and a shelf in the middle. All right, so it's the next day and I need to start making the frame for the bottom shelves. But first thing I need to do is get this thing to level out. So I'm gonna take the cabinet off, flip it over, take measurements, see which one's the longer, and then just pretty much hit it with the flap disc. I think it's this leg right here is probably the off one, but we'll see. So I got the base done, and I didn't get a chance to level it out because when I take it off the actual cabinet, it gets real flexible, and I can sit it down on the ground and level it out because this is only 1/8 inch thick angle iron, so it actually flexes and twists. So I want to do the base first. So I got that done. I'm going to grind it down, grind the welds down so they're not interfering. And there are going to be casters on it too, so it's going to be, you know what it is. So, but so I got that part done. So I just want to do a shelf in the middle. So another frame basically around the middle. I can put a shelf there. So that way I've got, 1, 2 tiers. Plus I can do something on the top of the cabinet too. So this will be making a real nice storage cabinet and cart for all the spray bottles and stuff, the paints and brake cleans and whatever else I have over there to help clear up the shelves over there for car parts. So, but yeah, that's where we're at right now. So the middle shelf, I'm doing a piece of angle iron with the lip going up, so that way it has a little ledge there to stop stuff from falling off. And I made this little bar here at a little bit under 11, like 11 3/8, so it centers it pretty close anyways. So that way I can just do that one, move over to here, do that one, and do all 4 sides with that one bar, and just using a level to level it out. So the only problem is I don't know how level my floor is, but I'm gonna go with what it is, and I'll take a measurement just to make sure that they're somewhat close on the edges, and then weld her in. All right, so we have the center shelf done now. And obviously I'm gonna put something in there, like a piece of wood or something on both of them to make a platform. But yeah, pretty much the frame's done. I'd probably put some caster pads here so I can bolt them on and be able to change them if I need to. But so yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's flip her over, see how she looks. All right, and there we have it. Like I said, put some casters on the bottom of it. I'm like way up here as far as height goes, so I can easily see down inside there, no problem. Plenty of space for a lot of stuff. Pretty cool, pretty happy about that. And the other thing is, without even stabilizing it, there's no rock in it anymore. So it's level. I think putting the base on it is what saved that or helped that. And I think it's raining. Sounds like it. And of course, Dick's down here making a mess. All right, so I just got back from Atwoods, which is like a tractor supply company here in Oklahoma, to get some casters. So I got these little casters, they're $3.99 each. It'll be more than enough for this. It's the same ones I have on this table. This table weighs probably a couple 100 pounds. I don't think they're gonna last very long on that, but they'll be fine on here because it's not nearly as heavy. So got those and some. What else did I get? I got something else. Oh yeah, some welding tips. So now we got the casters. Now he's gonna make some plates to be able to bolt the casters too. So let's get that done. All right, so I got these plates ready to be drilled and tapped. I'm gonna use a 10 or a quarter 20 bolt for tapping them. And so I gotta drill them out first and then tap. So let's get to it. Well, that kind of sucks. Slowed me down a little bit. My drill press fell apart, so I had to fix this spring over here. What happened to the drill press is this nut backed off right here. I didn't have a jam nut on there. It backed off, and this whole shaft decided to fall out right when I was drilling. So I had to fix that before I could continue. But it's good now. So I got all the plates tapped now. What I'm going to do is use the bolts to actually back it off the platform a little bit here. So that way, if I ever need to, if these plates ever strip out, I can just put a bolt on it or a nut on it. So I'm gonna use those to keep it away from the edge. I have to do a clearance hole in the frame itself on the top one here. And yeah, so that's pretty much where they're gonna be. All right, so we got the plates all welded in. There's a big gap there, so that's why I went a little overkill on the welds. And I'm not really that much of a welder, but they work for me. So, and one thing you gotta remember is when you take bolts out of a hot thing and you put them someplace, make sure you remember that they're hot and don't pick them up, because yeah, I got burnt right there because I was picking up a bolt to use on another one and forgot they were hot. So just remember that. All right, so that's one caster bolted on. The rest of them are still hot, so I don't want to touch them yet. But we're getting close, and pretty soon it's going to be rolling. I was thinking about painting this thing, because otherwise my buddy Pete might get mad at me, but I'm going to make him mad. I'm not going to paint it, because I'm going to go for the patina look on this one. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, come on now, Pete. You didn't think I was serious, did you? Of course I'm going to paint it. So just wanted to get the cabinet off there and get it rolling around. Now it's drying. And as soon as we get it all back together, looks like I need to put some rust inhibitor on this too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, and there we have the finished product. So now I can roll it anywhere I want to around the shop. Specifically over here to the shelf. It has all the paint and stuff on it. Look at that. So now I can take all my paint and store it somewhere. So now I can clear this whole shelf off here and put it here. And I'm thinking about putting a little rack up here too, so it gives me that much more storage. So just build something out of some 2x2 angle iron or something, and just screw it directly to the top, and give me another basket up there for more stuff. I'm just gonna finish up this video on turning a file cabinet into a rolling file cabinet for storage for all my paint supplies and whatever else I decide to put in there. So if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like down there. Leave me a comment. Let me know what I can do better, and subscribe while you're at it. And again, I appreciate you all watching. So until next time, I will see you all later.